What's going on, guys? Trev back again. Here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing my weekly video predictions for next week's episode of The Walking Dead. This one will be the second last one for Season 3. It's going to be Season 3, Episode 15, which is called This Sorrowful Life. Of course, the title of the episode is referring to trade paperback volume number 6 of the same name, This Sorrowful Life, which in the comic book series collects issues 31 to 36 and is sort of the calm before the storm, so to speak, right before the governor is to launch his all-out attack. So it'll be interesting to see in this episode whether or not we actually see the final battle between the prison and Woodbury commence, or if it'll be mostly slow to begin, and then, you know, we'll sort of see it build towards the end and maybe start near the end, take us into the finale, and then have the finale just be one huge gun battle with multiple character deaths and all these different types of things. I am expecting this week's episode to have at least one character death, if not 2 to 3, somewhere around there when you're counting the characters from Woodbury. So at least one, probably more like 2 or 3. But a lot of it depends and hinges on what they're doing with the governor, which I still can't figure out ahead of time. I can't figure out if they're going to be ending the governor's story arc at the end of Season 3, or if his story arc is going to continue into Season 4. I kind of hoped they would end it at Season 3, but at this point, I'm not really sure because we only have 2 episodes left, and that would be a lot of things to wrap up right before the end of the season. Now, that being said, could they do it? They could, if they have, like, you know, just a huge all-out war and have, in like one episode, have like 3, 4 characters bite the dust. You know, things like that happen. Sort of leave us at a cliffhanger for next season. Or if they just essentially have like a couple characters die, and then the governor just get killed and have Rick's group win, which would be different than the comic book series, as in the comic book series, Rick's group does not really win. They have to run, of course. So, and that's not really a spoiler because these comic books have been out now for like I don't know, 5 or 6 years at least, maybe longer than that. So, you know, if you didn't know that by now, that's the comic book series. The TV series does not do the same thing. For example, something's going on right now. Andrea is the one that is captured and being tortured. In the comic book, it was Michonne, and it happened at a different time. And the characters are different, the storyline's different, so I don't expect them to do the same thing. Laurie's death was at a different time. You know, there's a lot of differences between how they do it in the TV series and the comic book. So it doesn't necessarily mean that Rick's going to just, you know, have to run away or lose the battle. He could take down the governor. If somebody kills Philip, the whole battle is basically over, probably. I don't know if Martinez would really want to go after the people at the prison. I don't think he really would if he's alive, too. Maybe not even him. Maybe Milton could take over or something like that would be pretty interesting and just a different way to go. So we'll see what they do with it and which direction they go. As always, this week's episode has 3 video clips you guys can check out. Each one of them will be in the description below. There is the promo and 2 sneak peeks as usual. Go over the sneak peeks first. The first sneak peek is Daryl talking with Glenn, telling him that he should basically forgive Merle. Glenn basically saying no, he can't forgive him for what he did. And, you know, like just everything that happened with them and him almost dying, Maggie, all that, he can't forgive it. He never, probably never will. So that's sneak peek number 1. Sneak peek number 2 is of Merle telling Rick what the governor will do to Michonne, which I really like. Man, Michael Rooker, amazing actor. He just really sells the scenes very well. Every time you've got him just kind of telling, you know, people in Rick's group what the governor's going to do, all this kind of stuff, it just sends chills down your spine. He's done it before. I think he was talking to Herschel last time, but this time talking to Rick and warning him that if he hands her over, the governor's probably not going to kill her. That he'll probably take out at least one of her eyes, if not probably both, and torture her, essentially. So Merle does know a lot about the governor. He's able to predict what he's going to do because we know from the other side, as a viewer, that is in fact what he wants to do. No question about it. And he says, "You're cold as ice, officer friendly." I love how he has nicknames for everybody too. Merle's a great character. Really enjoy Merle. There is some stuff floating around online about a possible outcome for Merle this season or maybe early next season. I haven't looked into it yet, and I don't want to. I don't want anything to be spoiled for me. I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it's rumors. I have no idea. Those of you who know what I'm talking about know what I'm talking about. Those of you who don't, try to avoid it because, we don't like having the end of the season spoiled. We really don't. I mean, that sucks. Happened last year in season 2, and it sucks, man. I don't want to see it. So anybody who has any information or whatever, leaked photos or whatever, if they're real or not, please don't send them to me. I don't want it to be spoiled for myself either. I like to have my reviews be genuine reactions to what I'm seeing. I don't want to have, knowledge prior. So that's just something. Anyway, then finally the promo. So the promo starts. It's a pretty good promo, and you have Lori standing there still. So again, still with Lori there, and it's obviously Sarah Wayne Callies. This time she's wearing what she usually wears in the series, what we're used to seeing her wear. Regular, clothing, this kind of stuff. And, you just kind of get the sense like, wow, like Rick still doesn't have it together. But I mean, it's true. That's not something that you would get over just right away. If you lose your wife, the mother of your children, that's not something you're just going to get over. There's a war going on. So you're still not going to get over that very quickly. It's going to take time. It's going to, you never, actually, that's not true either. It doesn't take time. You never get over that. It's not something you ever get over. If you cared about the person, you love the person, that happens to them, you'll never get over it. When will you eventually stop hallucinating about her? Maybe never. I mean, I don't know. Maybe never, or, well, in terms of the show and having her actually show up for us to see, maybe a couple more times throughout the series, but that's about it. Until Sarah Wayne Callies finds another show to be on or something, I would say. So good luck finding work after playing Lori. Anyway, okay, so she's there, and then Rick says he's going to give Michonne to the governor, or at least he's saying it as if he's like posing it as an option to other people that are listening. We don't know exactly, but that's pretty interesting too. Merle feels like he can't, or no one. Merle feels like an outcast. So as he says there, you kind of get the sense feeling that he doesn't feel safe there. Probably he feels like Glenn might try to kill him, Michonne might try to kill him, somebody might try to kill him, and he just feels like an outcast overall. Aside from, of course, his brother. So that's got to be hard for him. He's at an interesting place, and Rick says, "Stand and fight or go." And then we see some different clips of the gun battle starting. Martinez kind of doing something, just different things going on with that. So yeah, going to be a good episode, I think. Should be super exciting. One of the best of the season, I'm assuming, because we are getting ready to wrap up the season 3. There is a description for it online. It says, Rick is betrayed. Andrea and Michonne are reunited. The governor confronts Rick to find out where Andrea is. This one, I mean, this is a description that's not confirmed as far as I know. I don't know if this is a legit description. It says Rick is betrayed. Andrea and Michonne are reunited. I don't know. I mean, I guess it could make sense that could be. Because I'll start by saying 50-50. I don't know if this description is legit or not. But if it is legit, then I would say that it would kind of make sense because Rick probably is being betrayed, I'm thinking, in that he's probably telling, or somebody in the group has told Michonne what they're talking about doing. That's what I think. And I think it could be, here's my pick, so I think it could be anybody, but I think it could be either Herschel, because remember Rick was talking to him before, and Herschel's a man of God. So being that he is religious so strongly, he might say, Michonne, you got to get the hell out of here because Rick's contemplating, giving you over to the governor. And then she'll get the hell out of there. She'll run through the forest or wherever, get out as fast as she can. So it could be Herschel. Could also be Merle. Merle could betray them too. I could see that definitely. I could see Merle feeling like an outcast, feeling like an outsider. We can see it in the previews. I can see him saying, screw this, and trying to go back to Woodbury and be part of the governor's group. Because he probably also thinks that Rick's group does not stand a chance against what the governor has. The 50 cal, the weaponry, the amount of men, just the manpower, just everything. He probably does not really stand a chance in Merle's eyes. So Merle could betray him as well, if this is legit. Herschel or Merle, or it could be anybody else. But I think those two are the ones that I'm going to predict will be the ones. If somebody does, in fact, betray him, it'll be either Merle going back to the governor, trying to get back in with them in Woodbury, or it'll be Herschel telling Michonne. And the Herschel one would make sense, or if Merle told Michonne as well, because either of them, if they tell Michonne what they're talking about doing, what they're contemplating, she's going to get out of there as fast as possible. So somebody's probably going to tell Michonne she's going to get out of there. Maybe she'll go back there and find Andrea. Maybe she'll go back to Woodbury to try to find Andrea, and we'll end up finding her in that little torture chamber, so to speak. So I could see that. Definitely could see that coming about if this is legit. The governor confronting Rick. Well, we know that's going to happen. You know, obviously that's going to go down between the two of them because he's going to want Michonne. They've got the 2-day meet thing, so that's coming up full circle. And we'll see how it all plays out. At this point, man, I was really hoping they wrap up the governor's story arc by the end of the season. But, you know, at this time, I don't know, man. I mean, I keep thinking that things are going to happen and character deaths are going to start and you're going to have lots of characters die. And then just they don't, you know. And it's like maybe they are planning on keeping the governor around for season 4, have him come back and at least have half the season with him, you know, because it could be done, but it might feel a bit like drawing it out because of how far they've gone through it already. If they would have put more episodes like Clear, where it doesn't really involve the governor, it wouldn't feel so drawn out, you know. If they would have just had the governor come in and out like a little bit less, or had it start later on, you know, had the group start to clash later on, I could see that them taking it through to season 4. But at this point, if they like at this pace with the governor and everything, if they wait and they keep him around in season 4 and don't have the war play out at the end of the season, I don't know. People might not like it because he might be around for too long, or that story arc could be going too long through into season 4, and people might burn out if they might not like it. So very interesting to see. I hope it does all get resolved. But again, 2 episodes, man. How much can you really do in 2 episodes? I'm starting to think we probably will see the governor in season 4. That's interesting. Let me know what you guys think about that. That's, you know, I usually give you a couple things to discuss, but the one I want to hear from you guys in this one is, do you think that the governor is going to make it into season 4 and still be around in season 4? Or do you think that's it, the end of the season, they'll wrap it up in the finale and this episode, the whole war will begin and end? Wow. Interesting topics. Anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. My predictions for 315. Really excited for it. Can't wait. Man, what a great season. This has been awesome. Any video suggestions you guys have, please write them below. If any of you see suggestions you like, please thumb them up because I do notice here and there. And I try to do as many videos as I can, even though I told you guys pretty recently that I am going to be moving within the next couple months, looking for a house, doing a lot of things. So videos will have to kind of cut back a bit. But I'm going to try not to cut back on videos too much. So anyway, I think I'll call it here. I've gone on for, you know, about almost 15 minutes now. So that's it for this video, guys. We'll see you for the next one. This is Trev. Stay in peace.